Hi there and welcome to the channel. I'm Slate and today I want to go over a few things that I've noticed about the upcoming Dracula collab event to help you prepare to make the most of this 2-week collaboration and help you get everything that there is to offer, ideally. So yeah, anyway, first things first, obviously all the event information so far can be found here in this notice center. There's a lot of stuff and I know other creators have gone over it, but there are a couple of things that I just noticed that I think are kind of important. Firstly, here on the event intro, it says time limited artifact forge. Essentially from the 13th of November to the 2nd of December, you can obtain the exclusive artifacts for the collaboration characters via the artifact forge. That's your normal forge center. And then after the event ends, the exclusive artifacts for the collaboration heroes will no longer be able to be obtained via Forge. So basically, this is your one chance to get the artifacts. Now, thankfully, I have noticed that we are going to be able to get one copy of each of the artifacts. So the Lady Mina exclusive artifact is going to be available via Artifact Shard Assembly. And then in this event intro to Dracula's Castle, there is obviously an in-game event, which will have an in-game shop. And then essentially down here, you can see, where is it? On the event rewards, here, the mythic artifacts, the Crest of Dracula, the Consecrated Edge, and the Vlad's Impaler are the other 3 artifacts. So essentially, there is a possibility. We don't know yet how much currency there is, but typically with these events, if you play it all the way through, if you play it daily, you do have more than enough to basically clear out the majority of the items in the shop. So there is an opportunity to at least claim one of each artifact, but obviously you want to promote artifacts. Now, obviously, thanks to test server, I do have access to those artifact information. So first up is the Count Dracula artifact. It essentially starts with a damage increase of 20%, which is really, really nice. And obviously the special effect doesn't change with upgrades, but that damage increase does go up to 30%. So that's nice. But obviously, like with a lot of exclusive artifacts, a base copy can really make a difference. Obviously, with extensive testing, it's going to be able to say how important the artifacts are, but yeah, at least if you've got that one base, it should be helpful. With the Lady Mina artifact, essentially it increases her attack again by 20% up to 30%. She's a mage, so this is very nice and comparable to Tear of Twilight, but it also means that she is able to get some rage back as well. And then for the Vlad Impaler, this is for the tactician that's coming out. It increases his block by 1, which is fantastic. We love, if you're using a defender, to have a block on their exclusive. Otherwise, you want Bastion Ring. Obviously, as a tactician, he doesn't have access to Bastion Ring, so including that is really, really nice. And then it also applies his special buff debuff thing, this Warfriends. It's a little bit confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sure you've seen the kits in other places and they'll be in game soon too. And then finally we have the Van Helsing, which I think is the best artifact in my opinion. It increases his damage by 15% up to 25%, and it is during the ultimate, it reloads some of his essentially as part of his talent, which then helps him get more damage off as well. So yeah, so these are really nice, and like I said, they are going to be available, one base copy, but essentially save your forges. And the reason I say this is obviously with Void Rift, we should be able to have 3 Void Rifts, today's, next Monday's, and the Mondays after. And this is your best chance at getting exclusive artifacts. Now, obviously, some maths genius out there can do the statistics on actually how many you would have to do in order to guarantee getting the artifact that you would like, because obviously there are so many here. It is an absolutely obscene amount. And then obviously, I don't know. I presume they will also appear in the Wisdom and Titan Forge for their respective classes. I'd hope so. So yeah, I would basically just advise from now until the event starts to hold your forges to give you the best chance of potentially getting another copy of these limited time artifacts. Now, next to talk about is going to be summons. How many summons are you going to need for this event? It is a 2-week-long banner, which thank heavens, even though it is really short notice to be getting a lot of summons. But anyway, we are going to try and figure out the minimum that you're going to need. Obviously, with anything to do with summons, it is a luck-based thing most of the time. And so I want to just explain how you are able to get some of these heroes. First up is obviously you are going to be able to get Vlad Dracula. Dracula, I have no idea how to say it, for free, which is fantastic. He is just one and done, don't have to do any kind of summoning whatsoever. Next up is going to be Lady Mina. She is a classic limited hero, and essentially what that means is that you are guaranteed to get her within 200 summons. And yeah, if you have 200 summons, you will get her. If you want to pity manip on her, I sort of recommend saying that you want between 210 and 220 summons as a sort of like base. But yeah, I think that is pretty achievable. Now, the next hero here is going to be Dr. Van Helsing. This is the one that I would say is the least guaranteed to get. And essentially that is because there is no guarantee to get him. He is going to be on a rate up banner with one other hero of your choosing. We've had it before with like the Lyra banner introduced last Christmas. And I will probably do a video on top choices for that, so do stay tuned. But essentially, this is complete luck of the draw. Funnily enough, in my opinion, I think Van Helsing is one of the best out of the four. I haven't done very extensive testing yet, but no surprises, he's the one that you're going to need a lot of luck for. Now, obviously, in order to go for him one time, you're going to need about 200 summons to hit hard pity. So we are now at something like 400 summons. But because this is not a guarantee, it could take you thousands, essentially. So hope for luck is the only way to do it. Now, the only thing I will say is obviously because of pity, if you do not get one of the banner heroes the first time, it does increase the second and the third time. But essentially it is then a toss up as to whether you get Van Helsing or you get the hero that you selected. As far as to my knowledge, it is not possible to not select a second hero. Otherwise, I would definitely say don't select a second hero. Just try and get Van Helsing, because then it is sort of guaranteed by, I think, 600 summons, or effectively your third legendary. But yeah, this is going to be the one that is going to be hardest to get. And then finally, we have Count Dracula, who is on the Ancient Summons. This is our first ever guaranteed for an Ancient Summoning. I'm really glad they did this because one of the sort of big complaints is that there is no pity system for normal legendaries in Ancient Summons. So if you are able to get 90 summons, you are able to pick up Count Dracula as well. Now, one thing I will say about that is if you are like me and went ham, all in, all broke on the Ezereth banner, then you probably have 0 summons. Just to say, I have managed in the last week to get up to 19, 20 completely free to play. This is from doing Matrix, APOC, Void Rift, etc., that it's sort of... I think I might just be able to get it. We don't know how many are going to be in the event, but essentially if you sort of think that you get about 15 to 20 a week, that with 3 weeks, that gets us to 60. We know we've got Immortal Codex coming up. That takes us to about 70. And then here's hoping that there is a possibility to get those last 20 Ancients there. I will also say, if you are a spender, obviously feel free to spend, and if you are someone who spends in Watcher of Realms, then do please consider using my link. I have a link for both SmileOne and Codashop. They will be in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything extra to use. It's just a way to support me as a creator. So yeah, I really appreciate it. If you are planning to spend, do you use one of these links below? But yeah, I think if the Ancients is going to be tight, but hopefully it is possible. We'll see. And yeah, so essentially we are looking at about, at a minimum, 400 summons, maximum thousands, who knows. But on the 400 summons, that comes out to, wait a second, it is 35,200 gems. So yeah, quite a few gems. Now, obviously, alongside these banners, I will say they are also running a normal banner, and that is going to be Magda Lord Phineas on the Divine Summons. So yeah, if you want to be ripping your Divines, then you can go for Magda or Phineas as well. But the nice thing about this is it looks like you are going to be able to pity manip off the Lady Mina banner into the Van Helsing banner. So that way you can sort of cross over your summons and really, really hope for the best. Again, the nice thing about these events that Moonton does is that they do tend to do a huge amount of freebies and promo codes and things to get resources. So I'm really hoping that we are able to get at least 3 of these heroes. But I will say, yeah, I think this Van Helsing one is the only one that is the one that's not guaranteed. I think the other 3, if you actively play, if you are smart with your resources, if you are a spender, then you are guaranteed to hopefully get these heroes. I say guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. It's a gacha. But yeah, anyway, I hope they are just some little tips and tricks in order to help you. One other thing I'll say is obviously if you are struggling with Void Rift and Nightmare, I do have a couple of guides that can help you. Also, there is Tower. Where is it here? You can get some lovely resources here, and it has just restarted. So do get this for some ancients there. Codex will be coming up as well. And then obviously, if you haven't cleared campaign, there are a few resources here as well. So yeah, anyway, that is everything from me today. I do hope it helps. I am very excited about this event. Obviously, it is going to be the first collab that we have. So we will see how it goes. But yeah, do let me know in the comments below, who are you most excited to see? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I look forward to seeing you in the next video and the next live stream. So until then, take care and bye for now.